With their long-awaited sequel hitting theaters tomorrow, let's talk about Dreamworks Animation's hit, The Croods. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you all as the Big D. And this time around I bring to you a review of the 2013 Dreamworks animated feature, The Croods. Released in 2013. The film was written and directed by Kirk D'Amico and Chris Sanders, starring the voices of Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds, Catherine Keener, Clark Duke, Cloris Leachman, and Randy Tom. Now, of course, the film is set in a fictional prehistoric era known as the I got tongue-tied. The Cretaceous. My bad. A prehistoric period which contains fictional creatures. When a prehistoric caiman's position as a leader of the hunt is threatened by the arrival of a genius who comes up with revolutionary new inventions as they trek through a dangerous but exotic land in search of a new home. This film, which was originally released by Fox for Dreamworks, of course, before Universal got them. Of course, this was when Fox got the rights to them after Paramount had distribution rights from them. Anyway, the film really launched a new franchise for Dreamworks. They recently had, and while we had been waiting for a sequel for so long, there was a television series called Dawn of the Croods, which came on Netflix in 2015. So, let's get on to our story. A cave family known as the Croods survives a natural disaster due to the overprotective nature of their stubborn patriarch, Grug. That's Nicolas Cage's character. The only one who questions the family's sheltered life is his teenage daughter, Eep, that's Emma Stone, who frequently disobeys her father's orders out of curiosity, which he finds dangerous. The family spend time sheltered in their cave. One night while her family is asleep, Eep sneaks out when she sees what she discovers to be a torch of fire, and she encounters an inventive modern human boy named Guy and his pet sloth, Belt. He warns her of an impending apocalypse and offers to take her with him. But concerned for her family, Eep stays, getting a shell horn from him to blow in case she needs his help. Reuniting with her frantic family, Eep tries to tell them what Guy told her, but fearing things that are different and new, they destroy the horn. But suddenly a massive earthquake then destroys their home, and to avoid carnivores and omnivores, they descend into a tropical forest that lay hidden behind their cave the whole time, encountering a Maconivore, a brightly colored feline who is afraid of the dark that Eep's grandmother, Gran, dubs Chunky. The family flees him until he is scared off by swarms of parakeets that devour a ground whale. Using another horn, Eep calls the guy who rescues them from the birds with his fire. After a great deal of confusion regarding their first contact with fire, Grug imprisons Guy in a log until he can guide them somewhere safe. Guy suggests the Croods go to a mountain where there are caves because the Crood family desires a cave. Grug refuses at first, but he decides to go with the promise of a cave. The other Croods worry about getting tired and bickering, but Grug won't listen. Never does. When Grug finds a bird, he decides to hunt its egg for dinner, and after failing to catch it and acquiring a scorpion instead, Eep and Guy secretly make a trap in order to capture the birds, and succeed, proceeding to cook it, which that's a pretty fun scene as a matter of fact. After dinner, Guy tells them a story about a tiger who flew into a place with more suns in the sky called Tomorrow, which he describes as a heaven of safety where he is headed and in which curiosity is not deadly as Grug has claimed. Outrunning the destruction, Guy is trusted enough to be let out of the log, and he gives the Croods rudimentary shoes to walk over the harsh landscape as he leads them to the mountain. After the family is split up in a labyrinth of tunnels, all but Grug manage to escape by coming up with ideas of overcoming obstacles in their paths. At his treetop home, Grug sees the impression Guy is leaving on his family, and he becomes jealous, especially when he realizes that Eep has fallen in love with Guy. Attempting to invent things like Guy, Grug only further embarrasses himself and drives his family further away from him. Alright, now to the ending. You got 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below if you've not seen this movie. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Reaching the mountain, Grug tries to force his family to hide out in a cave, but they resist, telling him that they can't live in caves anymore, that they don't want to survive but to live. This enrages Grug, who places the blame on Guy and tries to beat the answer out of him. But they both end up in a tar flow where Grug learns that Guy's family had perished in one. Touched by that tragic story, Grug has a change of heart and realizes that Guy's method of survival is better for his family, and so decides to work with him. And they lure Chunky into a trap to free themselves. The family reunites, then flees a massive cataclysm as the land begins to violently rip apart. The family is cut off from their destination by a continental split, but Grug, realizing the errors of his ways, decides to throw his family to safety. He shares an invention he calls a hug with Eep briefly before sending her across as well. Cut off from his family, Grug finds a cave for safety where he encounters Chunky, who is truly a frightened and sweet feline, and he comes up with an idea to get them across the chasm. Using a rib cage and the piranha to fashion a simple airship, Grug manages to send themselves and several animals the family had encountered during their journey across the chasm, reuniting with his family once again. Excuse me, I was watching a movie on TV, just saying, see how it's going. My apologies. And he apologizes to them all and promises to never be so overbearing again. Later, the Croods have sailed on a vast beach where every day they can follow the light to tomorrow. End of story. So, what did I think of the Croods? Well, since I've only watched this a few times, I will say that this is a great movie. Probably might not rank up there with some other DreamWorks anime features that I've loved over these last few years, like Shrek, of course, or even ones that came even before this, like Madagascar or Kung Fu Panda, or even recent hits of theirs like Trolls. But anyway, yeah, I gotta say, there's some good reviews on this movie. It's one of the best animated movies we've ever seen. An animated Avatar. Yeah, I agree. This is like seeing Avatar, but in a different way. Well, in an animated form. But anyway, The Croods is definitely a very fun-filled flick. Anyway, I like the story, and let's see, yeah, the story was good, which actually someone else took part in writing the story, and yep, it was British actor John Cleese actually took part in writing this, in co-writing the story as well, as a matter of fact. Alan Silvestri's score for this is really good. So I gotta say, and I love all the characters as well. Let me go ahead and give you the rest of the voice cast. Aside from Nicolas Cage, who does Grug, and Emma Stone as Eep, Ryan Reynolds voices Sky. A few months later that same year, he would lend his voice to DreamWorks' other animated flick from that year, that being the underrated flick Turbo. The other voices include Catherine Keener as Grug's wife, Uga, Clark Duke as Grug and Ugga's son, Thunk, Cloris Leachman voicing Gran, and Randy Tom doing the vocal effects for the youngest daughter to Grug and Ugga, Sandy. And Chris Sanders does the vocal effects for Belt. Yeah, I will say that The Croods is definitely a very fun flick. I think if you liked maybe the fun experience of maybe the Ice Age franchise, or if you really do think this is an anime avatar, then this movie's right up your alley. So I'm just gonna say I would recommend this movie. You need to see this if you haven't. So anyway, The Croods, it's very fun, and I really do love it now even more. So, what are your thoughts on the Croods? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you another movie review once its new sequel comes, and it'll be on The Christmas Chronicles, which its sequel will be coming out tomorrow on Netflix. I don't know when I'll be watching that though, but I will be doing a review of that sometime. But anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like this, you might want to check out some of these other fun-filled reviews and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner, if you didn't catch it when I did this earlier this year, see my videos playlist for Shrek. I've reviewed all the movies and I've ranked them as well. Or if you want some more DreamWorks animation, go to the upper upper right-hand corner for my review of Trolls. Or if you want some real prehistoric fun with a little twist in it, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my recent review of the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And I will do a spoiler-free review of The Croods: A New Age, which opens tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to see it, but expect a spoiler-free review coming up. I'm not sure it'll be tomorrow, or it may just come at a later time since the next few days after tomorrow will be booked, okay? Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.